You would think a triage nurse and a labor and delivery nurse at the Adirondacks main hospital would be busy enough. And Christine Merrill and Kelly Peckham are. Emergencies, night shifts, all of it. But like many people, they take pride in their work, and they like to add the little extra touches. In their case, little tiny hand-crocheted Santa hats for every baby born in their maternity ward. That's today's story of the day.
Support for Story of the Day comes from Pearsall Wealth Management at UBS Wealth Management USA, subsidiary UBS AG, member FINRA SIPC, 1 Broad Street Plaza, Glens Falls. And the New York State Caregiving and Respite Coalition, seeking volunteers aged 55 plus to support family caregivers in northern and central New York. Visit nyscrc/AmeriCorps.org.
Hey, I'm David Sommerstein. It's Monday, December 23rd. First up, a Plattsburgh man has been charged for the murders of 2 local women. Last week, 50-year-old Joe Hewitt was arraigned for the murders of Miranda Wade, 42, and Karen Lindsay, 64. In a press conference, Clinton County District Attorney Andrew Wiley called the murders horrific.
In my 19 years as a prosecutor in this county, this is the most horrific homicide that we've had, in my opinion, from what I've seen. And we will do justice for Karen and for Miranda and for their families.
Last Monday, the women's bodies were found in black garbage bags next to their residence, a mobile home. The New York State Police have determined the date of death to be December 5th. Officials say Wade was beaten to death and Lindsay was strangled. Joe Hewitt is the only suspect for the crimes. He was previously convicted of rape in Franklin County. District Attorney Wiley said Hewitt had a relationship with Miranda Wade, and the police investigation is still ongoing. Hewitt will be back in Plattsburgh Town Court on January 7th. The United States' current ambassador to the United Nations has advice for her likely successor, Congresswoman Elise Stefanik. In an interview with NPR, diplomat Linda Thomas Greenfield, who has worked in the U.S. Foreign Service for 4 decades, urged Stefanik to, quote, not go it alone. Stefanik has previously described the UN as a corrupt, defunct, and paralyzed institution.
I would say to her that the world needs our leadership. They want our leadership, and they will be willing to work with her to support our leadership, not just in the UN, but around the world. And my advice is to welcome that support with open arms, engage with every country.
Stefanik is President-elect Donald Trump's choice for the ambassador to the UN in his second term. Stefanik has served as the North Country representative in Congress, New York's 21st congressional district, since 2015. The Congresswoman has said she'll champion President Trump's, quote, restoration of America First peace. Every baby born in Saranac Lake this month leaves with a handmade Santa hat. The holiday tradition was started by 2 nurses at Adirondack Medical Center. Emily Russell brings us their story as the hospital draws more and more new mothers from around the North Country.
Christine Merrill knows a lot about babies. She's had 3 of her own and has been helping deliver them for decades. So when she tells you about baby safety and style, you listen.
The first couple of days, you need to keep a hat on your baby's head, and they might as well look cute while they're staying warm.
That's what inspired the special holiday hats for newborns here. October babies get hand-crocheted pumpkin hats, and newborns this month get Santa hats.
So these are some of the hats for the December babies, and then obviously we just have the yarn for them. Oh, here's some more hats that I still have to finish.
The tiny hats are really cute. They're bright red with white trim and a little white pom-pom. Merrill started crocheting hats for newborn babies about a decade ago.
I worked night shift then, and I needed something to do. I needed a hobby, and I just kind of taught myself, and Then I think I actually got Kelly into it and showed her how to do it too. So.
Kelly Peckham is the triage nurse here. She's also a mother of 2.
Christine crocheted my daughter her first hat, actually. I still have it.
So anybody that I also know personally, I always make them blankets and hats.
It takes Meryl and Peckham about 40 minutes to make each hat. Other people also donate their crocheted creations from time to time. All of that work happens outside the hospital, since the obstetrics unit stays pretty busy.
OB, this is Kelly.
So far this year, more than 220 babies have been born in the small town of Saranac Lake. That's up 34% from a decade ago. And it's not like there's a baby boom happening in the Tri-Lakes. As Peckham explains, it's that mothers now have fewer places to give birth.
A lot of hospitals around us are closing their maternity departments. So it was Malone, Messina. We already are so sparse in the North Country that people are driving an hour or more to come to us to deliver a baby.
As Peckham works the front desk, Meryl gives me a quick tour of this part of the hospital. There's a bulletin board of baby pictures in the hallway. Both labor rooms are full at the moment, so Meryl shows me the birthing suites and surgical rooms.
The next 2 rooms have labor tubs in them. People can, while they're laboring, they can get in the jacuzzi tub. Helps with pain management. And then in the back, we have our C-section room, so we do our C-sections right on the floor. And this is just for C-sections. They don't do any other surgeries in here, so the babies can stay right with their moms the whole time.
Meryl has worked at Adirondack Medical Center for 26 years. She grew up in Malone and says she's always loved babies, always knew she'd be a nurse someday.
My mom was a nurse, so I went to school with the thought that I was going to be an OB nurse.
Same with Kelly Peckham. She's been drawn to nursing since she was a kid in Saranac Lake.
My friend's mom was a labor and delivery nurse, and she recently retired from here, but she's now my mother-in-law too. So I kind of grew up around that, and I just said, I'm going to work in L&D one day, and I do.
Peckham has been a labor and delivery nurse for a decade. She says she loves the chaos of it all, and the work never gets old.
When that baby comes out, is crying, goes onto mom's chest, it's exciting every time, for sure.
Not every birth goes as planned. Not every visit here is a happy one. But Peckham and Meryl say they can't imagine working any other job. They love what they do. Meryl says it's why they put so much time and effort into little pumpkin and Santa hats for newborns.
The moms and dads, they love it. We see them around town. We go into Aldi's and go grocery shop, and we see little babies with the hats on, and it's like, oh.
A few times over the last decade, Meryl has crocheted a special hat for any baby born on New Year's Day. Both she and Peckham are brainstorming new flower hats for babies born in the spring. Emily Russell, North Country Public Radio, Saranac Lake.
You can see a photo of these adorable, cute hats on our website, ncpr.org. Story of the Day will be off for the holidays the next 2 days. We'll be back at it on Thursday. You can also keep up with regional news on our website, ncpr.org. And our Instagram account is Fire, hosted by the great Caitlin Kelly. It's so good. Check it out and like it and follow it. Music today by Martha Gallagher of Keene. Have a wonderful Christmas, however and wherever and with whoever you celebrate. I'm David Summerstein, North Country Public Radio.